As ignorant as this statement is, there might be some truth to what you're saying. More than 1 in 3 women report having experienced rape, physical violence, or stalking by an intimate partner within their lifetime. Nearly 20 women per minute are being physically abused by their intimate partner in the US. 85% of domestic violence victims are female. Nearly 50% of women will experience psychological aggression by their intimate partner within their lifetime. Most cases of domestic violence will never be reported to the police. So I leave you with this. All of us might be damaged, but it's clear who has the bigger balls. Also, tell me you're not an abuser without telling me you're not an abuser.
Okay, first off, I'm going to go ahead and agree with her statistics. Okay, and there is a caveat to this, which I'll explain in a second. Most of her statistics that she just cited in her little TikTok rant are fairly accurate. However, and here comes the caveat, right? However, the big however is all of these statistics are due to the male dating partner, the guy basically, that the woman chose to date. Okay? So this is the big elephant in the room that she is not admitting to, right? So this is what makes her arguments look disingenuous, because she's stating statistics that guys are abusive, guys commit the most domestic violence, they're stalkers, even rapists and everything. These statistics are based on who, right? Basically the guy that the woman chooses to date. The guy that the woman chooses to let between her legs, right? So, going back to a very, very basic lesson that I've taught you guys since the dawn of time, who are the gatekeepers to sex? It's women, right? Women are the gatekeepers to sex, which means women are the choosers. They decide who gets intimate with them, right? Who gets between their legs. That is up to them. Not up to us. It's up to them, right? They are the ones who decide who gets between her legs. And if, like most women out there, especially most modern women, if they're going after bad boys, jerks, a-holes, dicks, right? Guys who are abusers, guys who don't text them back, guys who have like legions of other women that they're banging beyond them, right? If they're choosing those type of guys, whose fault is it? Whose fault is it that they're getting involved with an abuser, a stalker, somebody who commits domestic violence? It's their fault. They're choosing that guy. Okay? They are choosing that guy. And most of these chicks are pretty good looking. Let's be honest, right? Most of these chicks who complain about this are pretty good looking. Which means that they have legions and legions of nice guys, beta males, simps in their friend zone, on their social media, DMing them, messaging them, like just completely engulfing them with comments and, oh, you're so beautiful, and oh, I'd love to be your boyfriend, and I would do anything for you, and I'll buy you flowers every day, and I'll text you whenever you want me to, and I'll show up at your door, I'll be at your beck and call. Don't kid yourself. These good-looking chicks have legions of these guys in their friend zone. She doesn't have to be a 9 or 10. She could be a 6. She could even be a 5. And she will have just a flurry of these nice guys in her friend zone. Maybe it's not as much as like an 8, 9, or 10, but even being a 5, believe me, she has dozens of these guys in her friend zone. Want to bang her, want to be with her, want to marry her, want to be good guys, want to treat her right, want to sweep her off her feet, give her the Disney fantasy, treat her like a queen. Never talk back to her, never disrespect her, right? They have tons of these guys. But who do they choose? They choose a bad boy, right? They will ignore the legions of betas in their friend zone who they know would treat them right, would never do them wrong, would never talk back to them, would never curse them out, never call them a bitch, a cunt, never backtalk them at all, right? Completely just roll out the red carpet for them. Treat them like the queen that they want to be treated like. They want those guys? Do they choose those guys? Nope. I want the bad boy. I want the dick. I want the Chad. I want the a-hole. I want the jerk. Right? Who steals my money. Makes me drive him everywhere. Uses me. Takes advantage of me. Only comes to my place after midnight. Then takes off. Cheats on me. I want that guy. So who is the abuser here? You're the abuser. You're the abuser. You know who you're abusing? You're abusing yourself with your choices and men. So at least accept accountability for that. Don't sit there and, bang out these like statistics and then completely relieve yourself of any accountability for all of that happening. Like, oh, do you know 2 out of 3 relationships, the guy is a stalker, abuser, rapist, and all, it's like, who is choosing these guys? Is somebody putting a gun to your head and be like, hey, date that abuser. Date that stalker. Date him, girl. No, nobody's putting gun. You are voluntarily choosing him. Okay? You are kicking all of these nice guys in your friend zone in the balls, and you are choosing an abuser. And hey, to each his own. If that's your choice, that's your choice. But at least accept accountability. Do not, bang out these statistics, trying to create this narrative when you yourself are responsible for that narrative, right? You yourself are responsible for these statistics. Because it's very easy when we use our lizard brains to go, oh, these poor, helpless little girls. Oh, they're so poor and helpless. They're being abused in these relationships. Oh, the domestic violence is out of control. And oh my goodness, we got to save them. Dude, who's choosing these guys? They are. They're choosing them. Okay? You don't even need to dig that much deeper. Dig a little deeper and you will find that these women are choosing these guys. That is the reason why they're ending up in these abusive relationships with these abusive guys. These abusive guys aren't choosing these women. They are being chosen by them. Right? Obviously, the abusive guy and the nice guy both met that girl the same way, right? For the most part, right? The abusive guy and the nice guy both approached that girl or met her through their social circle, what have you, and was like, hi, my name's Bob, or hi, my name's Charlie, whatever, right? And the chick had a choice. Should I choose Bob the nice guy or Charlie the dick? I want Charlie, this dick. Oh, he gets me all hot and heavy. Doesn't return my calls. Oh, calls me names. I love it. Oh, I love it. You see these girls on TikTok yourself, right? Or any other social media. It doesn't need to just be TikTok, Instagram, whatever. And they're talking about how they love the bad boys, right? These girls who get interviewed on the streets by some of these dating coaches, like, girl, would you rather have a nice guy or a bad boy? They're like, oh my gosh, bad boy drives me so hot and heavy. It's just something about them that they just like, oh, they just totally stand their ground and oh, it's so attractive. You hear these girls themselves admitting that. So when I see chicks like this get on TikTok and bang out these statistics without including themselves in that statistic, right? Like, hey, who is choosing these guys? I'm just done with the girl, right? I'm like, oh, you're completely disingenuous, right? You're trying to create this like complete fake narrative that you're a victim. You're not a victim. Stop acting like one. So she's basically acting like a victim when it's her who chose to let the victim in her life, right? I mean, it's like if I let a bunch of dudes in my life who are drug abusers, thieves, murderers, arsonists into my life, and then they start like burning my house down, stealing from me, trying to commit violent acts against me, I'm not going to sit there and go, you know what? Based on the U.S. statistics, 80% of friends are likely to burn down your house, physically abuse you. I'm not going to do that. But that's basically what she's doing. You've got to be a crazy person to do that. You've got to be so inauthentic of an individual. It's insane. But no surprise, I watched a few of her TikToks because I was looking for more material. But no surprise, this chick is a single mom, right? She's a single mom. I don't even know if she was ever married, but I know she's a single mother. What does that tell you? She herself chose a bad boy. She herself chose a guy who left her. Didn't want to raise his own kid. She herself chose a Chad who didn't stick around. And here she is creating this like video about, oh, here's the statistics on guys you're in relationships with abusing you. And it's like, girl, you're the woman. You're choosing that dude, right? You chose him. So that's on you. Don't choose an abuser if you don't want to be abused. Choose one of those thousands of nice guys in your friend zone. One of those beta simps, right? Who will do whatever you want. Be at your beck and call. Never, ever, 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 ever do anything wrong to you, girl. Choose one of those guys. Oh, you don't want one of those guys. Why? Because he doesn't get you wet down there. He doesn't get you all hot and heavy, does he? No. You want the bad boy. You want the abuser. So at least take accountability for that. Okay? Take accountability for that. Because there are a lot of good women out there, right? Non-Jezebels, non-single moms who do choose good men. They don't choose the abuser. They don't choose the bad boy. They don't choose the dick. They're like, nope, I know what that guy's about. My daddy taught me right. Because I was raised in a two-parent household, not by a single mom. My daddy taught me to stay away from those guys. Find a guy who, you know what, maybe he's not as crazy, doesn't get you all hot and heavy, but he's a good guy. Find that guy. He's a good guy. He doesn't need to be some jerk who's getting fired every week, who is name-calling you and, you know, treating you with disrespect. No, choose a good guy, right? Choose a good guy. Absolutely insane, fellas. Absolutely insane. Not surprised this chick's a single mom. And I love the part at the end where she goes, a lot of these idiots on TikTok do this, but she was like, tell me you're an abuser without telling me you're an abuser. It's like, look in the mirror, girl. You're self-projecting. You're the abuser, right? You're the one who's abusing yourself. You're abusing yourself, and now you're abusing the statistics. So stop being an abuser. And to answer your own question with a question, tell me you're an abuser without telling me you're an abuser, girl. All right, guys, roll into one more quick clip here before we close up tonight, just to keep things interesting. Let's switch gears a little bit. We got a chick who's talking here about situationships. So roll the clip.
We're just gonna be up under each other like all the time. We've also seen each other naked. We go on full-on dates basically, and there's obviously some feelings here, but we're just gonna call it. So yeah.
You just saw in this clip. This clip is actually reinforcing what I just said about women choosing bad boys. Women choosing men who are not good for them. Men who are not going to treat them the way they want to be treated. Who is choosing these guys? You know, I mean, you don't have to spread your legs for these guys, girls. You don't. But you know what? A lot of you do. And then you get on TikTok and create these like false narratives going, according to the statistics, this many men are abusers in relationships and they're beating their girlfriends and they're physically and mentally abusive and oh my God, they're stalkers. And it's like, who let that guy into your life, right? Who let him into your life? I've always taught you guys, especially on my Alpha Male Secrets channel. If you're not subscribed, go subscribe to it now. Alpha Male Secrets on YouTube. I talk about how you have to treat your social circle like a nightclub, right? Come from professional pickup artists. You got to treat your social life like a nightclub. You got to decide who gets in and who doesn't. Right? You got to be careful about who you let in the door, just like any other hot nightclub out there, right? You got like multiple bouncers up front, and they decide who gets in and who doesn't. And sometimes it doesn't make sense to the person who doesn't get in, right? But what they're trying to do is keep the bad element out, because they know once they let somebody who's bad into the club, it's just going to multiply. It's going to be like a cancer, and then before you know it, the club closes. Right? That's generally what happens with these clubs. They don't stay open for very long. They end up closing. Like it's like grand opening, grand closing, right? Like it happens like that because after a while, you know, some of these bouncers don't have a good judge of character and they let the wrong people in, and then it starts to infiltrate into the club, and then the good people who are like good patrons and like buy drinks and buy bottle service, those people stop coming, and then the club slowly starts to go bankrupt. So just like your own life, you have to be careful about who you let in your life and who you don't. right? You have to value yourself. And obviously, if these girls are letting these bad boys into their lives, what does that tell you? It tells you they don't value themselves. And to no surprise, a lot of these women are single moms, and the reason why they're single moms is they came from a single mother household themselves, right? That's why they didn't have a father who could have taught them to choose the good guy. Don't go for these bad boys, right? I know they're going to be attractive. Sometimes they're going to be very tempting, girl, but stay away from them if you want to have healthy relationships. But nope, a lot of these girls want to go on that emotional roller coaster. Woo, ups and downs, ups and downs. I want to cry one day. I want to be happy the next. I want to be sad the other day. And then I want to be depressed the next day. And it's like, that's on you, girl. That's on you. If you choose that type of guy, that's on you. Right? So you see in this chick talking about her situationships, which a lot of these chicks are in these days, these situationships. Whose fault is that? Who is holding you hostage and making you get into these situationships? Nobody is. You are choosing to be, just like the girl in the first clip. Nobody's saying that you don't have to stay in an abusive relationship. You don't have to choose an abusive guy. You're the one who's choosing it. Right? And sometimes these girls go, I didn't know until we were in the relationship. Okay, get out. Right? Are you saying he didn't give off any red flags? Because everybody, male and female, they constantly give off red flags if they're toxic. They give off a ton of them. But with most females out there who are into these bad boys and these chads, they just look the other way. They just ignore those red flags. No, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. You know. But if any of those betas ever do anything like offhand, or say anything offhand, it's like, oh my God, you're such a horrible man. You're such a horrible man. But the chad could do all sorts of dirt on her, and she'd be like, he didn't mean it. He didn't mean it. You know. So take responsibility, girl. Who's choosing these guys? You are. Just like the chick in this situationship thing. Why are so many women in situationships right now? Somebody forcing them to be there? No. They're out there out of their own free will because those are the type of guys that get them hot and heavy. And just like the chick in the first clip, the chick in the last clip, you know she has tons of guys in her friend zone that are just invisible to her. Invisible. Because she wants the shiny object, right? Like most females. They want the shiny object. They want the guy who is totally going to piss all over them because that is what gets them attracted because they themselves are emotionally damaged, right? And that's why they spew out these ridiculous statistics. Well, they're pretty factual. These statistics, but they do it from basically a fake, false frame, right? She's not calling out the elephant in the room, which is the fact that these women are the ones who are choosing these crazy dudes who are going to abuse them and stalk them and commit domestic violence. They're the one who are choosing these guys. Did she say that once? Nope. Anyway, guys, drop your comments below. As always, let me know what you think of their little rant below. And share any comments you want to share below. Share any experiences you've had below. And I always love to read them. So until next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets signing out. Go ahead and smash that like button below. Also, guys, make sure you hit that notification bell right next to it so that you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on my YouTube channel. More importantly, guys, make sure you subscribe to my channel, okay? Please make sure you subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a ton. It tells YouTube that you are loving my videos, you're digging it. You want me to come out here to Vegas even more and shoot more coaching videos for you that can help you, educate you, and take you to the next level in life. Take you into a whole new dimension that the mainstream parents, teachers, society never, ever taught you about, never even told you about, because they themselves weren't aware of it, right? So please make sure you subscribe to my channel as well. And for you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content even further, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months of Mastery, where I'm teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s, the same exact type of women that myself and all of my coaching students are out there cold approaching and closing every single week. I kid you not, every single week, no matter what chaos is going on in the world, no matter what nonsense is going on, out there, we are still making things happen. That is the absolute best way to support my work, by jumping into 7 months of mastery. And right now, the first month is only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons. It's only $1. And all you need to do to get signed up is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching